the troops. Goodrum running around there, trying to find some space as Graham again gets the tap out the back here. Chance for Callanan against his old club. Fires them for the first inside 50. Pryor with the spoil. Ellis Yeoman clever with the tap over the back. Couldn't quite find Greg. Potter was good. Wrapped up there was Fennell, but he spun out of trouble. A good clearing kick finds Gilby under severe pressure from O'Malley, and Gilby has the Dogs just defensive side of the centre.
So Jacob Gilby goes short with a pass, but it's a poor one there. A station sponsor, Smithfield Crash Clanger DB. Look for teammate Thomas, and then the whistle's been blown. A free kick going to Paul Thomas, but a poor kick from Gilby.
Yeah, hanging on after he got rid of the footy.
So Paul Thomas, son of Jamie, of course, kicks centre wing out of side, looks to half forward, looking for Goodrum out the back. The ball's taken nicely in a mark at the front position there by Goodrum. Kick underneath the scoreboard. On the lead is Retzlaff. He's led to it by Hardigan. We're discussing pre-game DB that Kyle Hardigan and Bryce Retzlaff should be a pretty good match-up to watch.
Yeah, and the Doggies, I like the way they've started this contest, really having a dig at the moment.
So 2 minutes gone, neither side yet to score in the opening term. The ball's going to be thrown in underneath the time clock. Umpire hoiks it over his shoulder. The ruckman go at it. Retzlaff up against Graham. Retzlaff wins the hit out from over the back. Crows have some numbers there. The soccer towards the boundary line. It's by Crouch. He leaves it over the line. Kyle Jenner also there. Sees the footy towards the line.
Phil, can I just say good common sense by the umpire there. Bryce Retzlaff was right up against Graham and he just said, look, give him a metre rather than pay a free kick straight away.
Yep, and that's the rule, of course. The ruckman have to separate a metre before the ball's thrown in. And Retzlaff and Graham on cue do the same. Retzlaff wins it down, looking for Potter. Potter tried to get a handball out. Coming through nicely is Paul Peja. Shows a little bit of class. Off the left foot, he goes to Crouch. Crouch now kicks a poor one. Waldhutter just overran it. Follows up with a good tackle on Spina. The Dogs have some numbers. Big Mabon gets it off now to his teammate in Schiller. The short pass isn't 15 inside 50. Williams with a high up and under. Has a packet of fly. It's Goodrum. Yeah, fantastic contested mark DB by Trent Goodrum. The ball just set up nicely for him back in the side today, and the Doggies can get off to a good start with a goal to Goodrum.
Yeah, it was cleverly done actually, because he was behind his opponent and he just went up before acceptance and used his leg to get rid of his opponent out of the contest virtually and took the mark on his chest. So we'll watch Goodrum now. He's about, he'll kick from about 45 metres directly in front for the Doggies. This will be the first score of the afternoon, you would imagine. Either a point or a goal, but the Doggy supporters hoping it's through the high diddle-diddle. And it is. The goal umpire didn't move. So the Doggies away to a flyer. They're one straight goal, and Adelaide Crows yet to score.
Yeah, great performance by Trent Goodrum. He got up higher than his sister's voice then, didn't he? Take that mark. It was a fantastic effort. But that's the signs from Trent Goodrum you'd expect to see coming out, leading by example.
Absolutely, and his leadership is vital for the Central District side. As we see the first change for the Crows, young O'Malley coming off one of the top-up players, and Ricky Henderson, boys, wearing the Eddie Betts shorts, just a bit big on him there. He comes out and he's gone straight down into defence.
He's got the size 36 or 38 on, has he? He should have the 32s, Ricky Henderson. It's good to see him back in football too, as we're back in the middle now. And umpire Zaboro this time bangs the burley down. It shoots sideways. McIntyre ended up doing the ruck work, but the umpire will say, let's give it back. I'll throw it up here and give both of you big fellas a fair chance at the ball. So Mabon and Graham again. Restart, take two. Up it goes, and this time, well, it came straight down. Graham tried to kick it off the ground. Potter, he's quickly tackled by Battersby. Graham's on top. No, it was Crouch. He was pushed in the back and fairly picked up by DB and the umpire.
Yeah, he was also taken high early days there as well, so either way, good decision by the ump.
So he got it right, and Crouch now searches, plays on. It's a low driving kick, forced Battersby to dive like he was at second slip. A chipping kick here from Goodrum, finds Trav Schiller, who takes off quickly, has a bounce. The blonde locks flowing across, Playfoot alive. It's a low burning kick. He's got players out in space here, waiting to turn on it, was Gilby. He fires it up forward. He's got a one-out contest here. It wasn't be able to take him by Wagner. McIntyre with a kick off the ground, straight into the padding of the post, one behind. The Doggies 1-1-7.
Now inside attacking 50 at the top of the square. Couldn't quite take the mark. Ball at ground level. Retzlaff down there does well to get it out. Gives a handball to Wagner. Can he kick it? No, he hits the post. So Johan Wagner, the boy from Port Lincoln in his second game, kicks it behind. Adelaide yet to score. Central's 1-2-8. We've gone 6 minutes in this opening term.
So Central District, like the football budget, has two posters. So here come the Crows to the grandstand side. The big men wrestling each other. Graham does well. A holding free kick has been paid to the big number 15 for Adelaide. And he'll take it, just defensive side of centre wing. grandstand side here at Playford Alive Oval. A fiery and frenetic first 6 minutes as Graham goes inboard and finds his teammate in Henderson. His first kick back, drives it towards the 50, looking for Osborne, but cut off by Schiller. Runs through the lines, through the corridor. The kick was terrible though. The Crows again will bounce out of trouble. Henderson this time links up. It's a chance now for Hardigan. His kick is low in search of Robinson, who does well under pressure from White, but White did better. He finds Glenn. He's on his again. He took off. He fires in towards the open goals. Oh, and it's the third poster in a row. We've run out of room in the budget for the Doggies. They're 1-3-9. The Crows yet to score, and the Crows are under the pump.
Have you ever seen 3 posters in a row in 40 years of footy?
No, I haven't. Gee whiz, the Doggies need to convert these.
They've
They're
got to
getting
make
a
the
lot
most.
of their footy inside 50, but they're just not converting at the moment. Crows kicking is letting them down as well on the other side of the ledges, so the opportunities that arise, they must capitalise.
So the Crows have taken the kick out, and on cue, as DB said, a poor kick out from Henderson is turned over. It's taken there by Gilby, goes long inside 50, but there's no one back, and the Crows take an easy mark. They'll look to clear it now through Kelly. Runs underneath the time clock that says we're just about to tick into 8 minutes. Clears defensive 50. The kick to a one-on-one. Spinner and Waldhutter. Well done, Waldhutter. Off now to Hannah. Hannah goes backwards with a handball to Thomas. Thomas looks for McIntyre. The former double blue just dodges and weaves. Kicks inside 50 short. The poor pass missed the target. Coming through nicely was Thompson. Handballs back to Poor Pleasure. Now back to Crouch. Racking up possessions is Brad Crouch. Goes back to the defensive goal line with Hardigan. They've got space on this grandstand side. He looks for and finds Henderson. So Ricky Henderson, of course, played for Centrals when was aligned in the SANFL in previous seasons. This is his first game back in a long while, as we touched on. Goes short, looks for and finds his teammate there in Atkins. So just outside of the defensive 50. Right back pocket, Rory Atkins played a couple of league games for the Double Blues last year. His kick's smothered. Well done by Milne, putting pressure on the mark there. Off to Poor Pleasure. The kick down the line. Is it going to stay in? Good spoil at the back from Schiller. Off to Williams. Inside 50 though, but it's a poor kick. Henderson juggles the mark. Ricky Henderson, the crowd thinking it touched the ground, but Ricky Henderson will relieve from the Crows from halfback.
Well, yeah, he actually took it on the second grab and then touched the ground, so that's a mark.
Yeah, well called, DB. We'll have to get you a green and white uniform, mate. I reckon you're really sticking up for the umpires this afternoon. I like it. As Poor Pleasure relieves to the outer side and finds Thompson. Thompson will stop, prop and steady, goes inboard and finds Crouch. Still in defensive 50 at the moment, Adelaide, and it's a 9-point margin against them. They're working it through the corridor, and this is Kelly. Kelly on the left foot, goes wide to the outer side, has Thompson, who takes the mark out in front of McIntyre. He's standing on the mark, waving the arms around. They're just trying to get numbers back behind the ball here, Central Districts. A chance for McKernan on the lead, and he led the race to Matt White and took the mark out in front of the big defender. So McKernan, just attacking side of centre wing, outer side of Playford Alive Oval. A thumping kick by McKernan. It's in search of Osborne. The big men fly. He just couldn't come down with it. Not paid. The umpire said play on. Stolen out of there by Schiller. Jared Schiller with the hand pass. He needs support and he gets it from Glenn. He goes on with a further hand pass, but the ball has gone out over the line, DB. And what a start by the Doggies here.
Yeah, they're doing well, the Doggies, at the moment. They've just got the Adelaide Crows under pressure, and their disposal is suffering for that pressure. And, yeah, look, I like the way the Doggies have come out to play this afternoon.
Yes, they are snarling and growling here at Playford Alive this afternoon, just like their supporters were when the Crows ran out. There's the throw in. McKernan got a tap down of some sorts. Williams is in there for the Doggies. The players all over the pack. McIntyre in there for Central as well, burrowing and bustling his way through. Plenty of players around the ball, waiting for it to come out. The umpire lets it go on. It's just a rolling scrum here at the moment. We've talked about soccer. Now we've got to talk about rugby union, DB.
Yeah, look, there must be about 20 players around the ball at the moment. A lot of empty space on this huge expanse of the Elizabeth Oval.
And McKernan did well to hook the ball from the tap out to Atkins. He got a kick of sorts, overrun by Ellis Yeoman, picked up by Battersby, spun out of trouble, straightens, steadies, and to the wrong side of the post registers the first score for the Adelaide Football Club this afternoon. They're one behind, the Doggies 1-3-9.
Yeah, should have done better than young Battersby. There was, by the time he kicked the ball, there was not a lot of pressure there, and he's just pulled it to his left.
So Barnby taking the kick out for the Dogs. Was honoured with tossing the coin in Indigenous round last week. Well done by Paul Thomas there to give him that honour. He goes to the outer side half-back flank, and on cue, Paul Thomas involved. He's wrapped up in a nice tackle, though, by Crouch. Thomas seeks the sanctity of the boundary line, but finds his teammate Milne. Handball over the top now to Williams off the left foot. It's a low kick looking for Gilby. Overruns it, soccers it off the ground, does well, but the Crows have numbers back through Hardigan. Hardigan handballs off now to his teammate there from the Crows in Atkins, and the short pass to half forward. They're on the attack inside 50. Where's Graham? Ball spills over the back. Schiller just goes to ground. That's Jared Schiller. Crows now in possession off the left foot. The player comes running in. That's shot on the goal. It's out of bounds on the full. Get back to that player. Look to be
Painter, I think.
Painter, yep, exactly. So
the one behind.
It's gone through for the behind, in fact. So Adelaide moved to 2 behinds, 2. Central's 1-3-9. 12 minutes gone in the opening term.
So Barmby goes short and finds Hannah in the back pocket. Grandstand side.
Son of Scruff, DB.
Yeah, good player, wasn't he?
The kick comes further towards. It was looking for White, but it was an ordinary kick of sorts and pushed over the line by Mitch Grigg. And umpire Dylan T will scramble across and throw the ball in for us.
Dogs dominating on the stats board early, Don. 7 inside 50s rather to 2, but as DV said, they've got to make the most of their opportunity.
Yes, that pressure has to relate and translate onto the scoreboard as the ball comes out now for Glenn. Smooth as he gets the ball onto his left foot. The kick was short for Retzlaff, though, who's played up the ground a little bit here. He turns and hoiks it onto the boot. A big hoof of a kick, and a free kick's been given away here by Siggins, and it will go to Ben Maybon, who's working tirelessly in the ruck at the moment. He's got an open forward line. The big man unloads. How will it bounce? It'll bounce truly. Listen to the roar of the crowd. Ben Maybon with his first. The Doggies second. They're 2-3-15. Adelaide 2 behinds. And that, DB, is what they needed.
They certainly did, because they have the better of the Crows thus far in this game. 13 minutes gone. They needed to get that second goal on the board, and just at the minute, they've got the Adelaide boys a little bit rattled.
Yeah, great confidence from Maybon, DB. Kicked the goal from almost exactly the same position at Alberton last week. Similar style, knew that he could carry the distance, saw the open goal square, made his own confidence, Don, and went with it. Is
that a plan they're using to open up that forward line by the look of it? Because it's twice that they've had a forward inside 50 entry like that.
Yep, the old Pagans paddock perhaps being instigated by Roy Laird. So we're back in the middle, and it's the home side leading by 13 points. 13 minutes gone in this opening term. It's another clearance to Central through McIntyre. Hands off to Williams. Off the right boot, kicks long to right half forward, out in front of his teammate there in Gilby. The ball trickles towards the line. Crows have some numbers back. O'Malley there with Thompson. Gilby does well in a 2-on-1 DB. He's just seen the sanctity of the boundary line.
Yeah, let's not forget that the Doggies are kicking with the breeze, boys, and it's probably worth 3, I reckon.
Yep, 2 or 3 goals.
Yep.
And Ben Maybon, I'm not sure what happened there, but it was an uncontested ruck contest in the middle. But we're back in play with you, Phil.
And then the ball's inside the Doggies attacking 50. Kyle Jenner back in the side on hands and knees, just trying to get the footy out. Umpire comes in and says, my ball. Underneath the scoreboard that shows Central 2-3-15. Adelaide 2 behinds. Ball up. McKernan won the hit out down to Callanan off the left foot. The high up and under kick clears defensive 50. Waldhutter in front position. Barmby does well, comes in and hands off to White. White tries to free the arms, but a great tackle there from Grigg, not rewarded. Grigg follows up, gets tackled by Barmby, a secondary stoppage. So we're over at half forward right for the Dogs. 14 and a half gone in the opening term. Central by 13 points.
Yes, the tackling's been fast and fierce